What's up, everyone? Draft-a-palooza is back. We are drafting best ball teams all summer long live. We're doing live stream best ball. It's Monday, and we got a ton of camp news, guys. So before we even get into any kind of drafting, things are changing in real time. This is August. This is training camp season. This is when information starts to come together, and we should be adjusting our ADPs aggressively based on this info. All right, what are we talking about? Training camp reports after the first week of training camp. Here's some running back items. Number one, James Conner is now saying that he expects to split touches with Trey Benson, potentially reducing his workload. He's 30 years old. I was kind of expecting this, but it's interesting to hear reports out of camp that, they're acknowledging that, and especially that they're admitting or saying that, clearly saying Trey Benson is that number two. I've been aggressively drafting Trey Benson as probably the premier handcuff this season of all the players. You know, Conner doesn't have a history of staying healthy through full seasons. He's done it the last couple of years, but he's 30, he's getting older, and he's got a true replacement behind him. So we'll continue to aggressively go after Trey Benson. But this news with the split, or this information, gives me a little pause even on drafting Conner where he's gone. I think we need to lower him a little bit. Reports out of Houston, Woody Marks making a little bit of noise, an emerging sleeper. Now with Joe Mixon sidelined, foot injury, they're saying 6 weeks, maybe miss the first couple of weeks of the season. Who knows? Could be longer, could be less. We don't know what's going on with Joe Mixon. It's a gross situation. I don't like it, right? I don't like it. I'm staying away from Joe Mixon in general. He's got Chubb there. Marks emerging as a sleeper. Nick Chubb's lack of burst post-injury further elevates Marks' chances of potentially finding his way to a lead back role for the Texans. That would be huge. We know the Texans are willing to do that. They've plucked names out of the blue for many years. I mean, Arian Foster, late round running back. Also, Texans. Oh yeah, Fierce Pierce a couple of years ago, late round running back. So really interesting information out of Houston. Continuing with the running back group, Tank Bigsby impressing in Jaguars camp. And this is the part that while Travis Etienne has disappointed and quote, may shift to more of a passing down role, meaning they want to bury Etienne. They're giving up on Etienne. Bigsby looking good. It's not looking like at this time. Now the rookie could eventually I can't remember his name. Basil Tootin could eventually pass these guys, but it does look like for right now, Etienne is a no bueno. I know he got some hype. Travis Etienne at some point, and a lot of you guys have been pushing him up draft boards a little bit, thinking, hey, this is that last maybe starter. I am putting the brakes on that here. I'm not liking what I'm hearing out of Jaguars camp at all on Travis Etienne. Bigsby seems to be like the first down, and you have three guys. I think it's going to be gross. I'm going to say right here and right now, stay away from this Jaguars running back group. It's going to be ugly. There will be tears, and let somebody else have the tears. You don't want to be the one crying. It's going to be you. Let it be someone else. More running back news, guys. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 7th round rookie with the Commanders, is, quote, turning heads with his vision and open field cuts, potentially earning a role in a crowded backfield. So what does it all mean for us in for our best ball lineups? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he becomes a little bit more of that premier handcuff, first of all. Never going to be that great because Eckler's there, and it's an ugly situation, but I think this is more dynasty relevant. Like, you want to throw Krosky-Merritt on your dynasty bench. I'm not sure that he's going to have a lot of best ball merit, but also worth a sniff in the late rounds of best ball. Couple other pieces of news nuggets here at the running back group. Omarion Hampton impressing in camp with Najee Harris sidelined. Nothing shocking there, but talk about Hampton being given the opportunity to seize like that true workhorse role. It's happening. I still think Najee Harris will be involved, but I love that Harris, not for Harris's sake, but I like that he's out of the way right now, and Hampton is getting all the reps and getting that sort of feel of you're going to be our main guy. Cowboys training camp. This one's interesting. Jaden Blue, the Cowboys backfield is really sketchy. Javonte and Miles Sanders, kind of the grizzly veterans there, with Jaden Blue, an undersized rookie running back, as the third man up. Quote, the rookie is, quote, showing dynamic playmaking and professionalism, according to Brian Schottenheimer. Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams continue to get the first team reps, but Blue's sort of pass catching, his sneakiness, they're comparing him to Darren Sproles. So he's somebody to pay attention to. And with both Sanders and Javonte probably not that good, Blue could emerge. I still think, though, that I've seen Sanders enough to know he's probably really crap. They wouldn't play. I mean, Miles Sanders, I don't know what's going on there, but wherever he's gone, he's failed 100% of the time. At least Javonte Williams, we're not really sure with him, but Miles Sanders, everything he's done, he's failed. So I don't know. I can't believe he's still in the league. Joe Mixon, foot injury. Now they're saying 6 to 8 weeks on the foot. We'll see. I already mentioned Joe Mixon before, but 6 to 8 weeks on that injury. I shouldn't have re-mentioned that. One more running back news nugget here. Quinshon Judkins continues to hold out. Off the field concerns. The debut might not happen at all. So look for Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson potentially, especially Jerome Ford, to now sort of slide back into the lead back role. Jerome Ford is probably the running back to own out of Cleveland if you're into having running backs from shitty teams that are rarely going to score, which I'm probably not. So you know how we do. All right, moving on to the wide receiver group. It's a lot of news. I know. It's a lot of news. Training camp a week over. Mike Evans shining in camp. They're talking about Mike Evans looking like he hasn't lost the step, like he's the clear alpha, looks like the man out there. So Mike Evans, if you're looking at training camp, feel comfortable. That being said, he's already very much, I'm going to say, priced for a very, very good season. I wouldn't pay more. I think but this is effectively somewhat justifying his ADP. That's the best that I could do. You weren't sure with Mike Evans. Is he even going to give a shit? He's getting older. He's on his last year of his contract. We'll see. I'm concerned with Evans. As great as he's looking in camp right now, I still have that concern that one hammy injury, at this age, and his hammy's always giving him trouble. I'm a little worried about it. That's all I'm going to say. Christian Kirk in Texas. Christian Kirk has been, quote, a reliable target for CJ Stroud, but lacks fantasy upside. Do with that what you will. It looks like Christian Kirk will probably get that WR2 role for the Texans, with the rookie Higgins also getting on the field in 3 wide receiver sets. There's a lot of names there right now, so we'll see how that goes. A couple other interesting news nuggets. This one is probably the most exciting for me. Keon Coleman earning major praise and first team reps with the Bills. He is a second-year breakout candidate. We didn't see much from Keon last year, but Khalil Shakir, a little banged up right now. Josh Palmer, who, by the way, has been catching a lot of balls in camp. I just know Josh Palmer, not good. Okay, he's just not good, guys. Don't get fooled by it. I like that he's out there. He's a live body. Josh Allen's great. So I think Josh Palmer is somebody that we don't mind putting on a roster, on a best ball roster. But Keon Coleman looks like the guy in Buffalo right now. As a wide receiver, I think Keon Coleman is the one to own. One other report here in deep rookie best ball, I guess, interest for the Seahawks. Torrey Horton, who's a 5th-round rookie wide receiver, is running with the first team, looking pretty good out there. Potentially a number 2 WR behind JSN. I don't think any of us have all that much confidence in Cooper Kupp. So maybe Torrey Horton. Like, who's the WR2 in Seattle? It could be anyone. So Torrey Horton, he's a 5th-round rookie. I had not heard this name. He's not. I hadn't heard any buzz even in Dynasty circles. And quite honestly, enthusiasm should be limited. 5th-round wide receivers almost never, ever hit. The Puka Nakuas and Amon-Ra's are countable on one hand. Like, they almost never hit. But Torrey Horton, at least mild, bubbling up. Couple other notes here. The biggest one at the there's a couple at the quarterback position, but I wanted to give an update on like just generally Drake May. Now, reports out of camp are Drake May has improved his processing speed. He's looking much better this year, and I am feeling the tingles about Drake May. Of the whole, what I'd call mid-level quarterback group that exists right now, and you throw Caleb in there, Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, the whole, like after you get past the super stud initial group of 5 QBs, and you get to that second tier of them, a lot of the second-year rookies are in that group. Not Jaden Daniels is in the elite tier, but the other ones are all kind of in the secondary tier. I think that Drake May has the potential to be the best of them, including Bo Nix, who goes ahead of Drake May. I like May ahead of Nix. May does it more with his legs. The negative for Drake May is his weapons are less good, but the positive is there's just a lot worse defense that he's working with. They're going to need to score more, and I think May gets more done with his legs than any of these other guys. He is a little bit Josh Allen-esque in his size and how he can use his legs. So I likes me some Drake May this year. He is moving up in my personal rankings, and he's looking great in camp. The other QB note of interest right now is Matthew Stafford. Okay, lingering back injury is starting to become a concern. It's probably nothing, but if Matthew Stafford misses any kind of time this year, then chalk up Devontae Adams and Puka to disaster. I don't care who backs him up. I don't care who comes in. Matthew Stafford himself, when he's playing, elevates wide receivers around him. If he's not in the game, that is absolutely a net negative, and you got to watch out for that. So that is our training camp news updates. A couple of risers in there, like we're and a couple of fallers. We've got to be a little more concerned about. I was already not crazy about him, but about James Conner, not just in the early part of the season, but getting more of a mixed role. A lot of what James Conner does in terms of his production comes from massive volume. Like they'll give him 25 carries, he'll get a bunch of catches. If he's, quote, splitting touches with Trey Benson, that is a disaster for his fantasy production and certainly not good for where we're taking him in drafts right now. All right, are you guys ready? Draft-a-palooza. Let's draft a best ball team. I mean, we could just go right to, we'll do one more. We'll do another underdog here today, and then we'll do a DraftKings one. So we'll mix it up here because I always got to get an eliminator in. I always got to get an eliminator in every draft. So we're going to do one more eliminator if you guys want. Or, yeah, let's just do one more eliminator, and then we'll jump over to DraftKings and start hammering out some of those play actions. We'll finish up getting all those filled out. We are coming up in a few weeks on DraftKings Best Ball week, which is going to be a whole palooza in itself. We're going to get all kinds of freebies and shit. So stick around for that as well. It's coming soon. But let's go. I'm going to do an eliminator to start, and I'm going to try to mix in some of this information that we just got. The training camp reports are really critical at this time of year, right? We've got to pay attention to what's going on. We're going to start to, things will clarify themselves in the next few weeks. Things will start to clarify themselves. We're going to start to figure out like what is truly going on out there. So let's see here. I'm not in love with the way. There we go. It's just going to adjust the screen sizing a little bit here so you guys can see a little more. Update. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm doing an underdog eliminator contest. This has been our bread and butter here on the Draft-a-palooza. This might be the last one that we do, actually, because we're going to be shifting over to a DraftKings Draft-a-palooza very soon. So this might be one of our last combo eliminators. So get in there. We're still drafting all summer long. By the way, guys, on top of just these best ball drafts that we're doing here in real time, and we're drafting teams together, having a lot of fun. On top of that, we've been doing leagues amongst the watchers. So I appreciate that. We've been doing just various leagues amongst the watchers of this. And let's see here. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. NFL 25. There it is on the bottom. So yeah, we've been doing 12-man leagues and just having a lot of fun kind of competing against one another. setting up leagues. So I'll be doing some more of those as the weeks go on. We're doing them on Sleeper. I actually just discovered we can do them on DraftKings as well. So we're going to get some of those set up for you guys. So we can have so basically when you draft Best Ball, it doesn't just have to be in these monster leagues against 10 million people. We get it. We love those, right? There's a $1 million prize at the top. There's $500,000. Ray Zanny, who's here with us, won $200K last year in the pup. What's up, Ray? $200K last year in the underdog pup. Like, life-changing money. I get it. That's cool. But I also like regular fantasy football leagues, like where I'm in for $100, and if I win $500, and that's pretty cool, right? I turn 100 into 500 or 550, or if I come in second, I still get my 250. And these Best Ball leagues that we're doing are kind of the same idea. I think they're mostly $25 leagues. There's $300 in payouts, 12 teams, and you just split it up. $200 to the winner, $100 to second, those kind of things. So you're having fun. And you could judge your drafting a lot better. You could judge your drafting a lot better in a league against 12 people. Like, I'm going to judge myself in the eliminator on how many teams I get past round one. To me, that's a big deal, right? 50% of the field is gone. If I can get 75% of my teams outside of round one, okay, I'm beating the field a little bit. This could be profitable, right? This eliminator contest is almost to me like a league in the sense that I don't have to have this insanely great, super team in order just to get my money back. Soups, yeah. Oh boy. I got a soup sandwich, a soup hook Wanigan sandwich here. Yo Mama's So Fat. All right, so let's just show what's going on with this draft here. You got Yo Mama's So Fat, Army member, number 1 overall, picking first. You got Hook, me, and Soups in a sandwich. We're in a little sandwich, a little Army sandwich right here in the middle, 15, 16, 17. And I don't recognize any other names in here. So if you guys are in here, anybody else in the chat who is in this draft and you want us to pay attention, let me know. I did not recognize any of these other names. Although, like, Knuckles seems like somebody who would be in DFS Army, but he's not. So let's get the draft board going on screen. Hang on. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Share screen. We'll put up the big board up on the window. And again, reminder, is this DraftKings Best Ball? Well, we're back on. This is underdog, but no, the scoring in this, Nathan, is half PPR. So note that in this format, you really want to hone in on those running backs. Yeah, gotta love. Oh, Mert, you're in here with us. There you go. Love Saquon. And by the way, guys, in this format, I'm gonna warn you, Nathan Southern, if you're in here as well, I'm just gonna let you know, because we talk about strategy in this thing, and it's important to, what's going on with my screen here? Yeah, it's important to understand strategy. This contest is about advancing past the first few weeks. Okay, half of the field is eliminated every single week. So building some team where you get cute with your running back in particular is a big mistake. You want to have your team led by a group of stud running backs, because they're more likely to score touchdowns and they're more likely to help you advance and give you those mid scores that you need to advance in like a top 50% situation. We're not trying to be a score of 200 in week 1 doesn't help me more than a score of 110 if the mean score is 108. Okay, so as long as I advance in this group each week, it does not. Ooh, wow, Nathan. I like it. It's a bold pick of Chase Brown. All right, so Nathan's in here with us. So I'm discovering we've got other people in here. Let's see. Nathan, you're in here. Mert, you're in here as well. So we've got 2 sort of new people. I don't know which one you are, Mert. Let us know your screen name. Actually, you said you got Saquon. So, Yo Mama. Oh, shit. Yo Mama. That's Mert. Okay, got it. Name, screen name, real name, putting it together in real time. I didn't know. All right. So, okay, back to it. I'm talking strategy here, guys. So I don't want to see any of you motherfuckers who are in this chat with me right now. I don't want to be ripping on your draft by telling you, why the fuck did you not draft running backs? Make sure you get good ones at some point. So my rule of thumb here is 6 rounds in, if you don't have 3 running backs, you're probably already done. You fucked up. So it doesn't, I don't care who the running backs are, when you take them. All I'm saying is, if you don't have 3 after the first few rounds, you're probably in a lot of trouble. That being said, if you need to take a wide receiver and you got a stud waiting for you there, it's okay. But in those first 5 or 6 rounds, I believe, again, I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a fantasy football guy, right? I'm just sitting here enjoying these drafts. But what I'm telling you is, I believe in my read of this contest that the best way to advance is going to be, you've got to get past those early weeks, and you got to, oh, that's not you at the end, Nathan 22. I thought that was you at the end, Nathan 20. I thought it was, because there's a name in here, Nathan 22. So I thought that might be you. But my point is, I actually, and for your mama, I actually don't mind Josh Allen there either. I think early taking stud QBs is fine too. So like getting those points, those secure points, make sure we advance past round 1, past round 2. I'm in the money now. I don't care what happens after. I do care, but I don't care. What do you mean you don't care what happens after that? What I'm saying is, if I'm in the money, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Fantasy Fling. I know you're from Denver. I know. I'm just keeping it real. I'm going different here, guys. I'm taking Jaden Daniels. I'm going to get the stud QB. I'm going to get the stud QB in there. See, Soups did the same. Stud QB, that's fine too. We want to lock down points. You guys want to hear some crazy shit? Yeah, and Fling, I'm willing to do a side bet with you on this one too. I just think he's going to be better. I think that Bo Nix has a much better defensive team that he's working with. They're going to need to score less. And I just think that Drake May is going to have to do more. Drake May's weapons, probably not as good. But I think that the team's defense is worse. And because of the worst defense, I think May will have to do more in order to try to win those games. Could be wrong. I'm just saying. All right, back to it, though. Yeah, Sean Hoy, that's exactly right. You just got to get past week 1, and then they throw you out in these head-to-head matchups, and you want to have, yeah, this is what I'm saying. I believe, so in this, I'm going with May here. I'm now elevating May above Nix. I like Bo Nix too. They're both, I like Nix. It's not that I'm shitting on Nix, but I think that Denver is a really great defense. I think Denver has a great defense. I think that Nix is less likely to run than what Drake May is. I think Drake May will have more rushing yards this year than Nix. So like okay, there we go. All right. That's what's up. Okay. That's how we're doing it right now. I see. All right. So prefer to draft weak teams, and Razzle Grinds, of course, is here. All right. Let's see what we got. ADP of 60. ADP of 64. Okay. I'm just looking at some of these players right now. Guys, the other thing I would say from the notes to pay attention to or to be concerned with is saying there's James Conner. I took him even though I don't like what they're saying, because I think in the early weeks it doesn't really matter. I just need him for the first few weeks. We'll try to get Trey Benson. But what I was saying, what if Matt Stafford just doesn't recover from the back issue? I'm not saying that's likely to happen. Oh, yeah, but what if he doesn't? That would really destroy Puka and Devontae Adams. Like, those guys will not recover. The Puka and Devontae will not recover if they if Stafford's out and they have to go to a backup. I don't even really know who the back. I think it's Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not really sure like what the Rams have going on, but it would be an unmitigated disaster for them. So I think it's something to pay attention to right now. Something to make note of. You want to hear some crazy shit? There are some crazy salaries out there. I looked at FanDuel Week 1 salaries. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. They've got Ashton Janty priced as a turd. 6,400. I'm doing a video next. So after we record this, I'll be doing my FanDuel first look video. I've been studying the draft. Oh, they love Brandon. That's what's up. How to get in the same draft. So depending on what you're referring to, but when I do these live, I'm just going to throw it up on the screen and we all hit enter at the same time so we can draft against one another. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to jump over to DraftKings and do a DraftKings like $3 entry, or we could do like a $5 puppy or something here, whatever the crowd wants, whatever you guys want. But I'm drafting teams, right? But those are where we draft against each other in these big best balls. And then if you're interested in just getting in a league against the watchers of the show and DFS Army people, like 12-man leagues, we're going to start launching those. Right now, we've got them. Right now, we've got the 12-man leagues going on Sleeper. We have one yet to fill. Tattoo's not in here, the guy running those. But we've been putting these leagues together, $25 entry. And we're just drafting them slow drafts over time. I'm in 4 of them right now, right? So let's see what's going on here. Running back. Yeah. Names are dropping appropriately. So yeah, you can get in on those. Or if you want to draft with us here live in stream as we're doing, that's just about like, these are live. So when I turn it on the screen, if you enter at the same time that I do, chances are we'll be in the same pod here so we can draft against one another. So whenever we've done it, we've had a lot of success in everybody kind of being in the same draft together. Stetson Bennett. Oh, interesting. Taking reps with the star. All right, Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett, I recall him coming out of college. And if I remember correctly, the biggest downside for Stetson Bennett was just that he was old coming out. So unless there it is, Ricky Pearsall. Is that one of our guys? Who took him? No, Ricky and Juwan Jennings. So look, guys, this is what I love about this is you're seeing everything that I've been saying on these streams starting to happen. What I tell you from April and May, I've been saying Pearsall should not be going after Ayuk, and Pearsall should be right up there with Juwan Jennings. And no, that wasn't an auto soups. I am coming around on Travis Hunter. I'm coming around quite a bit on Travis Hunter. So I'm sort of changing my outlook with him. I'm just coming around on him. That's all I can say. I think that Hunter has massive upside. Let's see. I still need more wide receivers. I just need a lot of wide receivers here. I hate that I'm going to take this guy that I'm about to take, but I don't feel that I have much of a choice. I got to go with Jerry Jeudy here. Yeah, isn't Stetson Bennett old? Like, didn't he come out of college at like 25? That's kind of my memory of him. Like, he was very sort of like a ready prospect, but also old. So you know what, I can, yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing just amazing reports about Travis Hunter. Oh, there was another name. I didn't mention this in my camp reports thing, and I skipped over one of the biggest buzzes in camp. Oops, should have wrote that shit down. But Burden, the rookie second-round wide receiver from in Chicago, is supposedly lighting it up in training camp. Burden, which adds which is partially why I didn't want to take Rome Odunze right there. I'm kind of like, I don't know about this guy. Looked like shit last year. Now they draft another guy. They got DJ Moore, Romo Dunze, Luther Burden, and they're all quote unquote looking good. Yeah, it only works if Flacco plays, right? Like if somebody else plays, and Njoku and Judy, and then by the way, I would argue that if Flacco's playing, if Flacco's playing, even Tillman / Deontay Johnson might be interesting. So, yeah, if Flacco plays, yeah. I didn't hear about this with Bennett, but like, it's not like Jimmy G is any good. So who knows? But either way, I'm going to tell you guys, my knowledge of football tells me that no matter what happens there, it's not good for Puka, or it's bad for Puka. It's bad for Adams. It's bad for all of them. Jordan Mason, I'm just going to explain that pick in a second, but it's bad for all of them if Matthew Stafford doesn't play. And it's a reminder that the Rams are almost are like you know how Miami is fragile because Tua, one bump to the head, they're holding him out for 6 weeks. Lock button, right? Lock it down, 6 weeks. And worse, if it, so Tua is effectively a concussion away from almost career ender. And we've seen that team when Tua goes down, they're terrible, right? So we don't want none of that. We don't want that. Well, the same possible scenario is kind of playing out a little bit in LA, right? Matthew Stafford got that fragile back. And if Matthew Stafford goes down, he is taking down a pile of fantasy assets with him, right? It will just not be as good if he goes down. So throw a little bit of extra risk onto Puka, especially, right? We already love Puka, but Puka himself has been injury prone. So we have a double. So let's do this in a sports betting mindset for a second. If you're a sports bettor, right, you look at probabilities. We're always looking at probabilities. So I look at every player and I say, okay, random wide receiver, 20% probability gets hurt. Fine. Generic wide receiver. Generic running back, probably 30%. They're getting hurt at some point. Generic quarterback, I don't know, 15%. Well, look at Achane, Hill / Tua. I already have let's say an elevated 25% this chance this guy gets hurt. Okay. It's elevated. And then you add in that 20% chance his quarterback goes down. And now we're at a 40% chance of somebody getting hurt. Now we're really in the schneid. We're in trouble. It's not good. We're in trouble. So, it's something to pay attention to. Oh, by the way, speaking of training camp reports, again, did not mention this, but Ty Warren has been lighting it up in Colts camp, and they're sometimes using him as a fullback. They're using him out of the backfield. So Ty Warren has been an all-purpose guy. They like him in Indianapolis. So fine by me. Let's see here. I've got 3 wide receivers, 4 running backs, and a quarterback right now. I don't know what happened in this draft. I don't feel like I'm drafting well. I think it's because I took the luxury QB. It never feels good. Plus, I told all of you to take running backs early, and the run just kind of like was over-aggressive compared to what it probably normally might be. So we'll see how that all turns out. But yeah, Tyler Warren has been lighting up training camp with the Colts. Do with that what you will. I haven't taken any burden at all because I was kind of like, what about, there's too many too many mouths to feed. Unnecessary beef is more cows to breed. Training camp reports. Yeah, we're getting to that weird part of the draft here where you've seen a lot of these names going. Here, let's clean up the screen. You can see what's happening here, but we'll do a quick little overview. I don't have enough time in between picks here to like look at people's teams or whatever. So I've kind of been stuck on not being able to do that. Oh, yeah. Let's go a little Tajay Spears. It's Tajay, bitch. No. All right. Apologies. All right, let's see how everybody's doing so far. It looks like your mama's so fat in here. Oh, good start. The grab of DeAndre Swift early, but I like it. Yeah, that's a solid start. This guy, here we go. Bijan, Josh Jacobs. So he only has 2. Waddy. I don't know if I like that. So good luck with that. Eric BM4. Okay, this is a known guy or something like that. I've seen this guy before. Let's see. He's drafting donkey. I love it, guys. The more what have I told you? I told you. This is a highly experienced guy. This guy's probably auto drafting. Highly experienced. You know what you're doing, right? Yeah. First of all, this guy who's a known person in the space. I love it. They don't use any strategy. It's so funny. There's this lack of strategy here. First, you would take AJ Brown, the worst pick in round 2, and the worst possible pick in this format. The worst. AJ Brown, up and down player, going to get you knocked out, right? Brock Bowers, fine. Zay Flowers, the worst player in this format. Chris Olave, another fucking shit player with no QB. Mark Andrews, Keon Coleman, Keon Coleman, good pick. All right, Kevin said so. And then your RB2 is Tank Bigsby. Okay, good luck with that. Again, so here it is, highly experienced, name brand guy. This guy's doing Best Ball podcasts, I believe. It's a really shitty draft. And we will knock him out in round 1. So pay attention to that. Hook, I think you're a little light on your running backs as well here. I love the Derrick Henry start, but man, a little sketchy. I like that pick right there, though. Go with my guy here, Trey Harris. Trey Harris getting a lot of buzz as well. Really good player in college, and I think that he will surpass Quentin Johnston for that WR2 role for the Chargers. Let's continue to look through. So my draft didn't quite go as I'd want, but we still got McCaffrey, Connor, and Pacheco. So we got a nice trio of running backs, Mason and Tajay Spears. We really just sacrificed the wide receiver group, but we'll have to pick up a bunch of those guys. And again, we're just trying to advance. Soups, got Taylor, Aaron Jones, Tracy. Again, a little soft actually at running back as well here. Interesting to see that it wasn't really just like the people in this draft in this room, but clearly some of the non-people in this room were aware that you need to go running back early in this format if you're going to be competitive, or if you're going to get past round 1, which a lot of people don't really like this guy here, Eric BM4, did not realize, because my guy is drafting so many puppy and teams that aren't the eliminator that you forget to adjust your strategy specific to the contest. This is a great puppy draft. Great. Good job. But that shit don't get past round 1. I guess maybe the thought is, hey, if I squeak past the first couple rounds and then, some of my late round, gems start to kick in, I don't really get it. I don't really see how that's going to work out for anybody. I'm just checking my bye weeks. Good news is I don't really have overlapping bye weeks from any of the players that I took. So I don't have to worry too much about that. I am seeing the run on QB is happening right now, and it is intense. So we're going to have to grab some backup quarterback talent here with this next pick. And I'm going to go with Bryce Young. Yeah, did I go with Pacheco? Yes. I just want a starter for week 1. And Pacheco, there were maybe some other names there that had a little bit of upside potential, but I'm just going to take a guy who can score touchdowns. Like if you look at week 1 right now and you just look at if they had props out for touchdowns, it might not. And you just look at the touchdown props. I want running backs with high touchdown props for week 1, week 2. I need those scores. I need to get past the first couple weeks. And I just think Pacheco is underrated. So, I mean, that's my main reason why I took Pacheco. I need starters there. I need lock button starting running backs. That's really, I told you guys at the beginning of this, I want to have, it's important to me in this format, I believe. Again, take what I say how you want it. One of the things that I'm good at is studying a game and trying to figure out what the best angle is to attack it. Am I great at following my own advice all the time? Maybe, maybe not. But I do like to dive into what the rules are for a contest and see if there's any edge that I can get and play it that way. That's how I like to play these, right? So it's simple for me. I'm just looking for wherever I can find any sort of an edge in these contests. And so when I think about this contest, you know what? I'm going to go Thielen here. But when I think about, I'm going the older guy because I need the week one action. But when I think about, yeah, and by the way, Mert, Swift, I know you jumped ADP. I like the pick. I was thinking about him where I took my guy 5 picks before. You didn't do nothing wrong there. It's okay to jump ADP. I think ADP is wrong on Swift. I think Swift is going to smash this year, and he should be probably ahead of a lot of guys that go ahead of him. So fine by me. I do like to allow ADP to guide me, but it shouldn't be the end all be all. We were drafting Pearsall ahead of, Ayuk and Jennings when he was still going 3 rounds behind, or at least we had him ranked there. And I told you guys that Pearsall should be probably the guy who's going above the other San Francisco wide receivers. Speaking of Pearsall, again, week one, this guy's priced at 4,500 on DraftKings, free on FanDuel. Week one DFS is going to be bananas. The values are crazy, and we're going to have so much fun with it. Week one is going to be a critical week for us. So actually, after this video breakdown, I'll be recording my FanDuel NFL week one way too early first look. And when I tell you that I'm able to make great looking lineups on FanDuel where I leave 4 or 5K of salary on the table, unheard of. Absurd. Unthinkable. But yet, that's what I've been able to do. So you're going to like it. And DraftKings, not quite as intense, but, DraftKings there too. But FanDuel, oh, yeah, the bargains. The bargains. The bargains are intense. So it's going to be a fun, it's going to be a fun week one of DFS. It's going to be a fun, next month of making lineups for week one. We have a whole month of lineups to build. Yeah, your first Donald, Goff, Burrow team. Yeah, so you could stack whoever you want. Week one, there's no salary issues. Trevion Henderson on FanDuel is priced at 4,700. Sub vet min, sub turd, the turdliest of turd salary ever. Ashton Janty at 6,400. Are you joking? That's the kind of deals you're seeing on FanDuel right now. To Pearsall and Juwan Jennings, can't even find them. They're so low on the salary scale. So you have all of these, what I think are going to be very useful. Even Drake London 7K, not even priced up. These guys who are going to be touchdown machines, FanDuel really, I think they almost probably did on purpose. Just make it really easy week one. It's easy for me. It's easy for you. It's easy for everyone. So that's fine too. But I don't care. I like it like that. I don't need the salaries to make life difficult for me. I'll figure out other ways to get unique and different. I don't need it to be intensely tight salaries that are the reason that I'm doing this or that. So I'm fine if it's not that, right? I like it. Listen, everybody's working with the same group, but it's fun to make lineups that way. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor probably won't be owned, and I'm fine with it. Hey, yeah, listen, Jonathan Taylor, you know what he does. He usually fucks you up, but every once in a while he puts up a 50. He puts up a score so extreme that if you didn't have him, you had no chance. And Ray Zanny, if you don't play Jonathan Taylor every single week, at least once, I mean, you're not honoring what he did for you in the in the puppy. So I you should be playing him constantly. All right. I still need more wide receivers. I'm not done. I feel like I still need a lot more, but I'm going to take a QB here, I think, because you left me Samwise. And while I don't necessarily need a third quarterback, if you're going to leave me one here for free this late, I'm going to take him. We've got 3 quarterbacks now, 5 running backs done. So we're just going to fill out wide receivers and tight ends for the rest of this draft. I think we have, we're in round 15, 16. So we got 3 picks left. We'll grab another tight end, a couple more wide receivers, and call it a draft. My wide receiver group is definitely soft. You know what FanDuel didn't do, Soups? Last year, FanDuel did the greatest thing ever. Everybody who didn't participate, I was actively calling a fucking dumb donkey moron. Last year, FanDuel, for the first 8 weeks of the season to encourage people to play, they were doing these overlay contests where not only did they not charge a vig, they would add $100,000 to the prize pool just for promotional purposes. That was the best. I never made so much money in DFS. My ROI has never been higher than in those overlay contests last year. And they did them in the quarter game and the $5 game, sometimes a $3 game. I still hope that they bring it back. If FanDuel's out there, if you guys are out there listening, that got me playing on FanDuel more than I ever had. I continued it throughout the season. It was the $3 contest. And I said, as a reward for doing that the first 6 weeks of the season, or the first 6 weeks where they gave the overlay, and then a couple of weeks where they took no vig, as a reward, I continued to max that fucker out every single week, like as a thank you to FanDuel for giving us the first 6 to 8 weeks of no vig. So I hope they do it again. Yeah, everything the Dom Station was spitting out was caching. Guys, we got all kinds of stuff going on this year. You have no idea. The projection model, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to improve it, but I'm telling you right now, we've improved it. It was already the most accurate. Our props-based projection system is the most accurate projection model for NFL in existence. There is no version that's better. The only way to fine-tune it is actually to what we've done, and this comes from the sports betting side from Sharp App. Because we understand what the Sharp sports books are, we've been able to tune our best line model that generates those prop-based projections, tune them to the sharpest sports books. So we've weighted the sharpest sports books on those props the heaviest. So even more accuracy coming to our projection system. And again, we absolutely decimated every other site last year already. So more of the same this year. Cash games are going to be, very, very obvious for us. It's going to be a great year. All right, we still need another tight end here. I'm going to go Jatavion. Should I go Waller? No, we'll go Jatavion Sanders. We'll actually pair that up with Bryce Young. I don't care about pairing up players in this format, but why not? Jatavion. Again, you guys didn't know how it's pronounced. Most people don't know how it's pronounced. Even the announcers don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. Jatavion Sanders. Guys, scrolling through the bottom, by the way, speaking of DFS Army DFS, promo code NFL25 gets you $50 off the 12-month package of NFL. That's the best one to do. If you're not currently signed up DFS Army Premium and you're an NFL person, you're watching the stream, your best ball, and if you're just an NFL person, do this one. You want to do the 12-month membership code NFL25 if you're not in there, because it gets you full 12 months. You're in our Discord the whole time. So not just the full NFL season, the preseason, but also, and the playoffs and all that, but also in the off season with the dynasty content and the best ball and all the other stuff. And you're not really paying for those extra months. It's just there. We did it for 12 months for that reason, so that you can kind of do the NFL sub at any time. I don't make it like till the end of this season, because why would you ever sign up for that? Like, should be 12 months, or I'd have to constantly change the price. Yes, Mert, I think Taj Brooks is likely that guy, but I think they have a P. Ryan brother in there as well. So, something to pay attention to. I want to mention something. Knuckles McNuckles here just took a pick. He actually doubled down, so he went Bashard Smith, Elijah Mitchell in his last 2 picks. I don't know this person, but I want to mention what he just did. I thought that was a pretty sharp move. Basically, it looks like one of those 2 guys, I think it's going to be Elijah Mitchell, but one of those 2 guys will emerge as, let's see here, Deontay. Yeah, I'm going to go Jaron Naylor here for my final pick. I don't, I like scrolling down a little bit. Justin Jefferson got the hammy banged up, and if he's out at all, or if Addison is out for any period of time, which he could be for a suspension, I think Jalen Naylor will provide some fantasy relevant games. But P. Ryan's still around, but I have heard good things about Taj Brooks, but I don't think Taj Brooks is like that guy that they would just bring in as a full workhorse. I think he'd be in a split role. So it's not the same thing as like a Trey Benson, who I feel that if Connor goes down, Trey Benson will be the workhorse. I feel the same about Mason. Mason is probably who I took in this draft, I think, if I remember correctly. Right? I took Mason. Excuse me. I took Jordan Mason in this draft, and Jordan Mason, if Aaron Jones goes down, Jordan Mason is going to be the primary ball carrier, 80%. But even if Aaron Jones is playing, I think Jordan Mason's going to be the goal line guy. He's still going to be in the game. So Jordan Mason's one of those names like Trey Benson that I don't mind taking, because they're going to have usefulness even if the starter doesn't go down. But if the starter does go down, their little bit of usefulness turns into massive usefulness, because they'll be supreme RB1 level workhorses. And that's all. If we can ever get, like, if I could get Jordan Mason here in round 10 or 9, right, and he elevates to RB1, I've now increased the entire sort of future value of the team that I drafted, because I got a guy in round 10, 11 who's producing like a round 2 or 3 guy. So that's kind of how you win in this format. I'm not going to do a big breakdown here of this draft, other than to say, because I already did a little bit of that, but I just want to, I'm going to punk this guy, Eric Beamfor, I believe, for making this is a known brand name person in the space, and he is drafting a donkey team here, and I think that's funny. And this team is, guys, this is just proof. What have I said? Yes, and it is, same with Jalen. But wait, I want to go back to what I've been saying on this, the Eliminator specifically, since we started entering it. Okay, you guys have been with me. A lot of the people who are watching now, you've been watching a lot of these. So you've heard me say this over and over and over again. The reason I like the Eliminator on Underdog is because you have veterans like BM4, okay, who enter this and will draft as if it's the puppy. Even Ray Zanny had a hard time. He's such a puppy man. Such a puppy man. Had a hard time adjusting for this. These guys are drafting like this is a great puppy team. Okay, with all of this, Woody Marks and Will Shipley. If anybody goes down, this is going to be great. Tank Bigsby, like, has a chance to emerge late and come on strong. Fine. Okay, good for you. The problem is, this lineup doesn't get past week 1. So what are you really going to do? And maybe it does. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs pops off insane in week 1. Maybe A.J. Brown has one of his pop weeks. Maybe Zay Flowers has one of his weeks. These are volatile guys for sure. But more likely than that, your wide receivers will have a harder time carrying you. And still, what are you going to do week 2 and week 3? So until like this group of running backs emerges with a starter, you're pretty much stuck with just like one guy scoring at running back. Where's your flex position? Where's your RB2? Your flex, now you need a tight end or a wide receiver to step up. That's a lot. Yeah. I'm saying Sean Hoy, I could be wrong. And maybe like, hey, the way to win this was 0 RB, get past the first few weeks, and then have this team that climbs late. And maybe that's the way to win it. But if I'm trying to get past the first 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks and be in the money, get my money back, make some profit, and give myself a lot of bullets to try to win it, I think what we're doing and what I figured out is the correct way. Time will tell. Time will tell. And we'll go back at the end of this and we'll check and see what won and see what kind of lineup won. And if it's a crazy one, fine. I'll do a mea culpa and say, you know what? I misread it. My strategy was wrong, but I'm also going to tell you guys that I'm really good at that. And if there's one thing I've been really good at, it's looking at a contest, reading the rules carefully, and really trying to figure out, okay, what's the correct way to attack this? Then we find out. Doesn't mean I'm going to win this tournament. Doesn't mean any of us are going to win the big tournament. But I do think we're attacking it the right way. All right. So I'm going to shut this one down. Everybody did a good job. Soups, I'm just going to tell you, bro, draft more running backs, though. Sooner. Take them sooner. I mean, there's a couple of other dead teams here, I think, like, Jay Nezzi, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren. I don't like that trio. There's some other teams here that I think are sketchy. Again, Knuckles, same deal. Experienced drafter. All the guys with the experience tag are doing the same thing. I think they're the ones who are the suckers in this format. It's whenever they have this. Can you see this? Wait, let me scroll up. Oh, you can't even see the experience. That's why. Hang on. Let me see if I can show this on screen. I can't. Yeah, the only way I could show. All right. It's crazy. I didn't even realize that you weren't seeing this. But if you see the names at the top of this, my apologies for the way I had that formatted, because I've been pointing to these names and you haven't seen them. The ones with the experience tag, the red, Eric BM4, right? Knuckles, Jay Nezzi. These are three of the worst drafts for this format. And they're the guys who are drafting on underdog nonstop. So what it tells me is, again, everything that I thought originally about this contest, this website and this operator, the players are used to drafting a certain way and they don't adjust for the different rules, which is why we have an edge on them. I really think we're going to make a lot of money in the eliminators this year, guys. All right. Yeah. The 20, yeah. They're doing it wrong. You could do that backup way with the backup RBs with a 20% cut line. If they're cutting it that way, fewer, 80% getting through each week, yeah, you could take some chances. You can kind of like skate your way through. They're not understanding that the way this works, that 50% is harsh. One occasion where you score below the mean and you're out. And I'm telling you guys, have you not done PPR fantasy football leagues? You will never win though. Half PPR and no PPR, you never win those when you build a team around wide receivers because they're not consistent. They'll put up bigger overall scores. And in the end of the year, the wide receivers might outscore the running back, like in raw points. But having Zay Flowers 1 week put up a 25 and the next week put up a 7, the week he puts up a 7, you were eliminated. You're not there for the next 25 because you already got eliminated. Which is why you build around running backs, because running backs, they're putting up, one touchdown, two touchdowns, but they're putting up 12s, 14s on the bad weeks, right? They're definitely getting touches. And then when they have their good weeks, they're spiking to 24, 25. Fine. Now, a great wide receiver might spike to 35. Okay, cool beans. Like A.J. Brown will probably have a 35-point game. But on this format in half PPR, he's going to have more 6-point games and 5-point games. Let me show you something about A.J. Brown. I can't pull up his numbers. I don't even know. Should we do one more underdog, guys? And we'll close out the underdog season. All right. Let's do one more underdog here. I say marathon. How about this? You want to try a different? How much money? Oh, I only have $10 left. Actually, this is closing out underdog season. So literally just look at until I make another deposit here, I've only got $11 left. I want to keep doing eliminators throughout the I'm going to be more making a deposit, but I'm not sure if I can stream them. We'll see. 50 entry max, Pomeranian 2. Okay, hang on. Stop sharing. Let's go. All right, guys. You ready for another one? Ray Zan, you're going to like this one. How about the Pomeranian 2? It's a $3 entry, 22nd pick. Looks like puppy style. Always going to read the rules. Yeah, quarterfinals, semifinals. So we got standard rules here. You just qualify, and then you need it's a 3-week playoff stretch. Again, not my favorite. Yeah, this is the way to do it. For the eliminator, you want 3 starting running backs in the first 5 rounds. And by the way, a 4th one probably within the first 8 rounds. That's the part that a lot of people miss. You still want to get even another one in there if you can. Squeeze another one in there. Flock contest only 3. Wait, flock contest? Is that like a for the flock group? Where is that one that can I see that here, or is that a specialty contest that I can't see? I'm calling it the flock. I'm assuming it's from like the flock, like. Oh, here it is, flock community. Okay, so you're saying, you know what? I think let's go up against the flock community. You guys want to do this? Now I know the flock. That's flock community is this guy Mason, who's doing like season-long content all year round. Good dude. Actually, I don't love his takes that much, but I love he's a hardworking guy, and he's built up a season-long fantasy football community that is really solid. And, you know, I have nothing but respect for those guys. Fix my volume. Are you not able to hear me? Ricky Gordon, is there an issue with my microphone? Let me know. I can't hear it. So I can't adjust volume per se, but sometimes I touch this. I have a new cord here. I haven't connected it yet. So let me know if my microphone is not working or having any issues. Okay, everybody says I'm fine. All right, cool. But I do have to fix something here. It's getting loose over the years. All right, so let's go with the flock contest, right? $10 entry. But the best part about this is these guys who are drafting in this are all part of a community where they have their own set of projections that's different from ours. So we might be able to find a little bit of value. Let me quickly check the scoring system here and how does the win work? Okay, same format as the other ones. What was it that you like about the flock community one? Only 3 max and $10 is more interesting. All right, let's do it. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Flock community, $10 entry. Fantasy flock. What's up, Mason? Maybe we got to get Mason on this show, on Draft-a-palooza. The hardest working guy in fantasy football. Somebody hit him up. Okay. 8.3% rake. I like that. So this is a low rake contest. I definitely like that. All right, let's do this one, guys. Flock community, 20-second draft, $10 entry. Uh-oh. Wait, I have enough money. What the hell? How much is that? Yeah. Why give me a hard time? Oh, yeah, here we go. What? All right, hold on. Hold up. Take that off screen for a second. You don't need to know my details. Oh, 6.5. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, there we go. Okay. Fuckers. Weirdly, I just had to make a deposit, although your deposit was successful. Game on. Okay. Share screen. Like, all right, you're making deposits? Yeah, I know. I didn't play here. I told you guys that. I did not play here. It wasn't available in New York. All right, I'm going back to it, guys. If you didn't get in, now's the time. I'm going to try it one more time here. I hope if you guys are in there, I'm going to confirm, fetching my draft. Okay, we're in. Even though it's not showing the deposit I made, we're in. I'm in. So this is the Flock $10 community contest. And what I like about it is we're effectively drafting against a community, many of which might be one auto draft. They're certainly using their community projections. And I've watched a lot of Mason stuff in the Flock community, and I don't necessarily agree with him on most things. So like good people, again, I'm going to compliment the flock community, good dudes led by a hardworking guy. And as somebody in the fantasy football space, and that's been doing this a long time, when I see like kind of like new faces, younger faces coming up, I respect it. You got to be really hardworking now to make your way up in the fantasy football space on the content side. A lot of people want to do it. It's very established, and it's hard to sort of be seen. There's a ton of competing content out there. So props to the flock community. I didn't really need to make this about the fucking flock community, whatever. But I don't want to talk bad about them because I do like the guy who kind of has put that together. It's not DFS, which is nice. It's not competing with us, and that I like. So. Yeah, congrats to them. I'm picking 1.4. And guys, let's readjust our mind spaces now. All right, adjust it, squeeze it. And remember, now we are in the traditional underdog format where we first have to make the playoffs, and then we'll have a 3-week sprint to trying to win this tournament. Ray Zanny is in here with us. He is he's last year's Puppy 2 champion. So Ray has been there, done that, and taken home the first place glory in this style of contest. Guys, that is an accomplishment in itself. I've never won this style of contest in best ball, like a giant tournament like this, like taking first place. Oh, then why should I listen to you? You're stupid. If you feel like because I haven't finished first out of 200,000 in this contest when I maybe have done, lifetime, a couple hundred lineups, then maybe you shouldn't follow. Maybe you shouldn't follow. Oh, head-to-head? Oh, I like that. I like that much more. Give me that head-to-head eliminator style. Give me a real shot to advance. We are live, guys. And we are drafting. Yeah. See how it is, Ray? What have you done for me lately, bro? You won last year. Do you win this year? That's how it is. What have you done for me lately? I got Saquon with my first pick 5. Okay. Let's see what's going on. You guys prefer, I think the preferred visual for the chat Ray, Chase Brown. Fuck yeah, dude. Normalize Chase Brown at the top of round 2. That's another name that if you've been watching these streams with us from the beginning, Chase Brown was going mid round 3, late round 3. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Why are they letting him drop to round 3? We went off about it. I have another, I'm going to give a warning. There's another, another preseason news nugget that I just remembered. See, this is why I need to write this shit down. A really important one. A little news nugget on one of the players that we have been drafting aggressively this year. Okay? And it is a warning about said player. At the 1-2 turn, Soups. You were with me, Soups. You agree that you were here when we started drafting these, and Chase Brown was going mid round 3 or late round 3, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This guy belongs at the top of round 2, and we started drafting the shit out of him early round 3 and jumping ADP to do it, and then we had to start taking him late round 2, early round 3. Now he's all the way up to the beginning. Yeah, Ray, you see? Coming around. Yeah. But did I not say at the beginning, this guy does not belong late round 3? We nailed it. That's why we can do these drafts early. Because at the very least, we can recognize some mispricings in May and June that are now self-correcting. And they'll correct. These numbers, ADPs, are almost generally perfect by the time it gets to mid-August, which is why I think that best ball season Draft-a-palooza, where it went all the way into May, was the right way to do it. We'll find out. It could be that all of these drafts that we did early are going to turn into shit. I don't put it past anything. They could all have ended up being garbage because an injury happens, some crazy shit changes, but it could work in reverse. That we drafted better than everybody else. We were getting Christian McCaffrey in round 2, mid-round 2. Now, McCaffrey goes at the beginning of round 1. Like, the difference is staggering. I'm going to continue to tell you guys this as well. We just did an eliminator, and somebody took Rashee Rice in round 5. Okay, I forgot to make fun of that fucking donkey. Okay, but that person was a donkey. I actually want to go back to that draft. It's a fucking donkey. Rashee Rice, I'm making a prediction here. I'm on paper. I'm in public. Okay, and this is a month in public. I'm on paper, on record, telling you guys, listen to me. Rashee Rice, all logic tells me that Rice is going to be suspended for multiple games. I'm not talking 3 or even 4. I think we're looking at a 6 to 8 game suspension for Rice. The guy has jail time as part of his sentence. Like, he will go to prison for what he did. Like, what did he do? I don't fucking know. All I know is he's going to jail for a month for what he did. He hit and ran somebody. He pulled some crazy shit. So this guy is going to be suspended, and there's no logic. There's no logic to drafting someone in best ball who's going to lose scoring for 4 to 8 weeks. Even if it's at the short side of it and it's 4 weeks, why would I want to punish myself? I can see an argument to taking a guy like that. Like, I can see an argument to taking a guy like that. Oh, Kenny Walker. Fuck. I'm just looking at my options here as we're, I got to pay attention to this draft, guys. We're going up against the Flock crew. We got to represent. We're going to embarrass ourselves against the Flock community. I'm going Chuba here. Oh, man, I don't want to go it. You know what? Fuck that. Let's go Worthy. Upside. Yeah, Ray Rice did worse. He injured people and ran. This guy is getting a suspension. And the NFL is sick of these fucking players horsing around with their vehicles, either drag racing, driving drunk, or killing people like Hank Ruggs did. So they're going to make an example. We could see an 8 game suspension for this kid, and people are still drafting Rashee Rice because they're like, we don't know. We don't know. What if he comes back? What if he's back sooner? I get it. Some people are doubting that he'll get a big suspension. So it is not, what I'm saying is my personal prediction. It's not common knowledge out there in the fantasy football ether. This is my personal prediction. So do with that what you will. That's just my personal prediction of what I think could happen. All right, with all this being said, I've got to remind myself that just like the other people can't figure out how to draft in this format, I can't get my head out of the other format. So I'm going to take Mahomes here, and I'm going to see if I can build a little stack around KC. What's up, Daddy Mycology? Welcome to the stream. So like I said, back to it. We are, what was I even talking about? Yeah. With Rashee Rice, and he's still on the board, so let's see what happens. But with Rashee Rice, I think this guy is looking at 6 to 8 weeks. The field thinks different. And by the way, Ray Zanny, Addison is looking at a 3-weeker. Addison, he's looking at 3 weeks. For what he did, which I don't even know. It's just like speeding with no injuries to people, as far as I recall. Ray Rice hit and ran, speeding, made impact, injuries, and then left the scene. Okay, if he only got 30 days in prison, which he did, that's a gift from the prison system. Normally, you'd spend more time in jail for that. So are we saying that the NFL is going to suspend him for less than the amount of his jail sentence? Yeah, so Big Betty, 2.8. Well, that seems really far off. Wait, from after JT, or yes, correct. I think I wasn't critiquing that pick. I said that's where he belongs, but he's not going there. His ADP was a whole round later, and that's what I was pointing out. So Big Betty Beaver, to be clear, what I was pointing out there was like Chase Brown should be going 2.8, but instead he's going in round 3, which is stupid. He should be in round 2. So you did the right thing. But that being said, if we want to get true edge on the field, the best way to do that when the ADP is off is getting him at that like lower ADP so we can get the bargain on him. Because I knew that later in the year, exactly what happened. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because I want to, like, you know, I'm wrong about enough things. Everybody always wants to bring that shit up when you're wrong about anything. So I'm like, sometimes we're right. So sometimes we're actually right about something. Okay. I'm just scrolling down here. Wow. Okay. We're going to take Jacoby. Safe. I only have two wide receiver. I don't know what's going on in this draft. Oh, it's because I took a luxury quarterback and a luxury tight end here. And now this draft is looking all kinds of weird. Classic. Switch it up. The flock is going to be laughing at me. Don't like that. There's Swift. Could have taken him. Love Swift. Golden. Soups takes Golden. Pacheco. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I've lost all thought. I've lost my ability. I can't even think. All right, Montgomery. That's what's up. That's what's up. I do appreciate. You know what? I'm gonna actually stick on this topic because it's a fucking live stream that goes for 2 hours, and I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. And you guys don't want to hear me only talk about fantasy football players. So I'm gonna say this. Yeah, there's a few groups out there that I think are doing it right. In the creator space, that are doing it right, especially in like season-long fantasy football. And then there are other ones that I think are jerky, and I think like there are some creators who come across as smug and come across as I'm like give off a vibe of I'm better than you, right? And I don't like that. I hope I never give that vibe off myself. I take very, very, let's call it, I mentally think about that and purposefully and thoughtfully try to avoid that. I don't want to come off. I don't like smugness. I don't like, what do you call it when fucking like people think they're better than something? I don't even know what it's called, right? Give me a second. What is that called? Somebody thinks they're better than you. There's a word for it. Narcissism? I don't know. But I don't like it. I don't like it when I watch arrogance. Yeah, arrogance. And I don't like it when I watch content. Like I think I think some people do that arrogant like personality thing just almost for clicks or like to get people to watch them. I think. I'm not sure really. I don't like it. It turns me off. I can't watch shit like that. If somebody's like being a hoity-toity or arrogant, it doesn't appeal to me. So I don't like that shit. But when I see people like out there working hard, delivering, you know, not being a condescending, yeah, none of this, right? All that shit. I don't like it. Now, I don't know if it's good radio. I think there's other ways to be entertaining. I hope you guys watch this, and sometimes we have a laugh. You know, sometimes we're entertained. We're entertained. I hope a lot of it, right? You know, I'll tell a stupid story. I'll tell a self-deprecating story as well. I don't care. And I don't think that I'm always right. I think that a lot of you guys will crush me in these best ball drafts. And that's cool. Like, I'm just having fun. This isn't even like, we're just having fun. Yeah, that's my guy. And we want, like, when you're in DFS Army and you're in our Discord and we're talking, right? You can genuinely feel that this is a group of people where we just want everybody to do well and be having fun playing DFS and best ball and win. I don't see this as a competition. There's a reason I'm putting my money into drafts. I don't get paid to do this. I'm putting money into drafts live where there's a minor disadvantage. I'm not going to say it's that big of a deal, but there's a minor disadvantage to drafting these with a bunch of people while you're actively sitting here saying what, like, your approach to DFS this year is and who your favorite players are and who you're taking ahead of the field. Like, that's not the best thing for me to do in terms of, like, me having the best possible team on screen right now. But I have fun. I hang out. Doing these as a stream also keeps me personally directly focused on the draft as much as I can be. I'm an ADD maniac. So for me to focus in on anything is really tough. But keeps me focused in on these drafts, keeps me thinking about strategy for them, and so on and so forth. Let's see what I've got going on here, by the way. I built a really weird team in terms of, like, correlation. There's no correlation happening here. But I have, Mahomes, I've got him stacked with Xavier Worthy. That's it. Right? I've got a super stud tight end here in Brock Bowers. So I don't need really anything else going on there. I took an early one. I've now got 2 quarterbacks. I don't need any more than those 2. By week 9, by week 10, I got Fields. I don't need any more than that. So for the rest of this draft, I'm going to really concentrate on just strengthening my other positions. Wide receiver is already kind of thinning out a little bit here, but we'll try to get that figured out with some volume. Running back thinning out a little bit as well, but there are still a couple of, like, acceptable names floating around that I think I can squeak by with. So that's where we go. That's where we're going with it. Hell yeah. Luther Burden, pick 113. Luther Burden, lighten it up in camp. He's lighting it up this year. Does Luther Burden lighten it up camp mean that, again, Rome Odunze, I heard so many stats. Rome Odunze is probably the biggest mystery for me in sort of like fantasy football this year. I'm not sure if he sucks or if it was just like a bad year last year for the whole team. That I heard a statistic. Now, I can't credit whoever said it. I don't remember where I heard it. But I did hear a statistic where they said that Rome Odunze's catchable ball rate was like the lowest in the NFL of any player. They said a full 38% of passes that went Odunze's way were uncatchable last season. Now, guys, I'm going to throw this out there to you. What's your takeaway on that? I don't know what to make of it. They said 38% of the targets that went Odunze's way. Odunze had a terrible year. He dropped a couple of passes, but 40% of the passes thrown in his direction were uncatchable, which is crazy because, like, the catch rate for most players is above 60%. So, like, the fact that 40% of the balls weren't even catchable at all, and then, like, that's I just thought, I think it's relevant. So maybe he doesn't suck. Maybe he's actually a good player, but oh fuck, I'm on the clock. Emergency, Trey Harris, fine. There we go. I got to pay closer attention. Yeah, that's what's up. Longest Shorman. Fucking real man, too. That's what your actual job is. Longshoreman. You know what it makes me think about when your name there? You know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about, like, that deep voiced, like, kind of like the commercials, It's like men doing hard jobs like, yo ho, like that. I think of that. There's like a meme out there of like men working hard, and there's this, I can't even do a voice that deep. I haven't worked hard enough. I feel like you got to get some hard work in before you can get your yo ho. Yeah, I can't do it. My hands are like a baby's ass. Never did a day of work. Look at this. Look at this. Smooth like a baby's ass. There's not a callus on there, guys. Yo ho. All right. We got 2 quarterbacks, 1 tight end, 4 wide receiver, 4 running back. Oh, there goes Trey Benson. Yo, mama's so fat. Why you do that to me? Why'd you do it? You hurt me. Tank Bigsby's looming. Another little tidbit, guys, that I did not share from Jaguars camp. I've got a man on the ground at Jaguars camp, and this one is going to make your heads explode. I almost want to keep it to myself, but I'm not going to. I would never keep it to myself, guys. So, we're on the clock. Hold up. We're going to be on the clock in a second here again. I have a big one for you guys, though, here coming up. You got to stick around for this news nugget. It's going to blow your mind in a bad way. Like in a, oh, fuck. Really? You took Tank Bigsby preseason champs? See, people jumping ADP. Jumping it. Samson? No. Kyle? Yeah, let's just go Kyle Williams here. But check this out. I've got a man on the ground in Jacksonville. And I am hearing things that are going to make you uncomfortable with Bucky Irving. Okay, and what I'm hearing is that they are working in a ton of Rachaad White in the offense, including with the ones, meaning that this idea that Bucky Irving is going to definitely be the workhorse 20-plus touch a game guy that we all need him to be, we all would need him to be in order for Bucky to justify a high second-round draft status, which is what he's getting right now. Well, cool your jets, because Irving is really kind of splitting time right now with Rachaad White, meaning that our little, we're on the clock. Hold up. I only have 1 tight end. I'm going to go Hunter Henry. He's definitely one of my favorite sleeper tight ends this year. Hunter Henry. Ray Zanny, do you say Richardson went ahead of Samwise in this one? That's interesting. Richardson gone? No, not yet. But, oh, yeah, there it is. He jumped him in ADP. That's because I don't know why people hate Sam Darnold. I think that's one of the biggest misses of the year. You need me to go off for a second on the Sam Darnold situation? I'm not a Sam Darnold believer by any stretch. Okay, I'm not a believer. So let's not go crazy. Not some Sam Darnold believer. But I know you took a lot of them. I know you're loving everything that I'm saying. I know you're loving it. If I had a segment on Ramondre playing ahead of Trevion, you'd love that too. Listen, you're right. I don't think he's going to do what he did last year. It's going to take an injury. So I don't necessarily think that this is going to pay off. But it might. I would suggest this. If you do get, I'm not a big fan of, I'm definitely not a fan of handcuffing in these leagues. I think you don't want to handcuff your players in this format that we're in here. It doesn't make sense. We've discussed that here. Why, if I take Barkley and Shipley, I'm at a disadvantage against somebody who took Chase Brown and Shipley. So why bother doing it? Basically, if you take Barkley round 1 and he goes down And Shipley, you've already lost. It doesn't matter what somebody else will do. So you shouldn't draft that way. Fine, whatever. It's less relevant when it's like your 5th, 6th, 7th round guy. Like I don't mind like handcuffing like DeAndre Swift because I took him around 5 or 6, and then I can work that. Yeah, I know you love Ramondre. Ray Zanny, if you want any hope for Ramondre, it's that FanDuel has Trevion Henderson priced under $5K in week 1, literally as a throwaway turd. Like he is priced as a guy who will not see a snap. I don't agree with FanDuel's pricing, but if they're right, you'll be very happy with your exposure to Ramondre. I haven't heard anything, though, that would back up any sort of claim that Ramondre is in a good spot this year. What I have heard, oh, man, this is a tough one. Yeah, I like Woody Marks. Give me that. I really haven't gotten to Bucky at all. That worked out well. I definitely have a lot of exposure to Bucky. I was taking him. I was between him and Chase in that next spot, like in that round 2. And I definitely took Chase. I've taken Chase ahead of him, but I've taken Irving ahead of Chase a few times. And I have regrets about it. I should have stuck with my guns. I always liked Chase more, but because of the ADP, kind of like what I told Big Betty Beaver, I figured, I'll fucking get him in round 3. Like, I'll maybe steal him for a cheap price where, and so you miss it a lot when you try to do that. Try to get my bargain. I get a good deal. And you miss it. Guys, I think as soon as the next episode, so we'll be back on Wednesday, right? The next one. And I think that we're going to have, I'll be able to maybe even set up some leagues. We'll do slow drafts, but I'll drop in the chat some leagues where us and our kind of like our community, right? We got our own community. That's what's up, Flock. We got our community, the Army crew. You got to kick it with the Army crew. The Army crew can draft against each other as well in these little leagues. So I'm looking, I noticed DraftKings has a format that I can set up a league and we can all just like click the link and enter it. So, and we'll draft against each other. It's not going to be live stream. We'll do slows, but I'll start posting those because one of the things that I want you to do, if you guys love doing best ball, and Ray Zanny, this applies to you as well. You do your home leagues. Show me that you could beat a league of 12 people and take first. Take me down. You want to take down the geek? Beating me in this, these are giant tournaments. Like I'm probably not winning any of these things. Like I wish, I hope, but I'm not expecting to actually win a 50,000 person tournament. That's hard to do. You got a 1 in 50,000 chance. And let's say I was really good at drafting. Okay, maybe it's 1 in 25,000. Like I get a 50% better shot than everybody else here. That still puts me at 1 in 25K. But if we're up against each other in a 12-person league, hey, everybody got a real chance to win that. Will Shipley, Keenan Allen goes 16-1. Another piece of news, Keenan Allen visiting the Chargers. So what was relevant about Keenan Allen visiting the Chargers this week? For me, it was primarily just that with Keenan Allen visiting the Chargers, what that tells me is that he actually wants to play for a team this year, which I was not sure about. So that was kind of big news. Like I didn't mention it again in the segment. I'm not sure how new that news is, but Keenan Allen visited the Chargers last week, which tells me Keenan Allen is looking for a team to play for, which tells me that when he does get onto a team, his ADP is going to explode, regardless of what team it is. But if it's the right team, it's really going to explode. Keenan Allen did not show me that he was like, he doesn't have it anymore. He did not appear to me as a guy who I would say doesn't have it anymore. I think he's got it still. I think he's good still. No, Mike Williams definitely helps. The fact that Quint Johnston, but like not that good helps. I think Trey Harris. I don't even care if it's, I prefer him not going to the Chargers. More for me, it was really about, it's not so much that I want him to sign with the Chargers. It's that I like that he's visiting teams. I like that he's actively looking to play this year. Because I'll still put it at 50-50 that he even plays on any team, that he even plays. We're already into training camp. If you're not signing somewhere now or in the next week, then what the fuck are you doing? You're probably not in good shape. You're not in game playing shape, and you don't know the playbook for most teams. So for him to be relevant, that dude needs to sign somewhere pretty quickly, like soon. He needs to stop fucking around so we can find out where he's going to play. Did I ever get my third quarterback? Oh, what am I doing? I'm on the clock? Jesus. Oh. All right, I'll take Pat Brown. Fine. We got, let's see here, 7 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 3 tight ends. Hey, this is pretty textbook. Only 2 quarterbacks. I'm going to have to see if a random quarterback drops to me. I don't know that I'll get another one. Mert says, am I wrong for liking the value on Chubb after major injury? Makes it, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Chubb is fine late, and I think Chubb will get you some touchdowns this year. I don't think Chubb is going to get us 100-yard games. I think late career Zeke Elliott, the occasional pop for 15, maybe even a crazy 2-touchdown game, but he still only scores like 17 points because he doesn't do anything else. So no, do I love Chubb? No. Is he a guy that's going to really like propel you ever in a week to winning the league? No. But can he score a touchdown? Can he score 7 touchdowns this year in that role for his team and have mild, useful weeks for you in this format? Yes. That's kind of where I would go with him. It's not something I'm excited about. I don't think the upside is that great, but I don't, I also think he'll score some touchdowns and might, make his way into your flex on occasion, which is good enough. Guys, and not a lot of you know this, but with us throughout the whole Draft-a-palooza, I don't know if you can see the Cato, but my very special cat has been drafting with us all throughout the season. She knows more about fantasy football rankings at this point than any cat should ever have to know. Danny Jones, last pick. Let the suckers take Richardson, and I'll enjoy my Danny dimes after Richardson gets hurt week 3. Ray, you know how you said Richardson moving up? That gives you Danny Jones in the last pick of the draft, which is what I just did. Let's go. Mahomes, Fields, Jones. We got Mahomes simple stack with Xavier Worthy, and that's it. That's all the correlation. Justin Fields, there's only one player to correlate him with, and that's Garrett Wilson. I didn't get him. So, all right, I'll take a running QB that doesn't need to be correlated. Mahomes with his top guy, fine. I went to get now I have a luxury tight end, so I didn't take Travis Kelce. Whatever. Running back group, I got Saquon, Kyron, Montgomery, touchdown guys. Couple, hopeful late round guys, and Javonte Williams, Woody Marks. We'll see how that works out. David Montgomery, everybody thinks about David Montgomery as like waiting for him to get hurt so that Jahmyr Gibbs will explode. What if Jahmyr Gibbs gets hurt and David Montgomery explodes? Fucking turn that shit around. That's right. That's right. Flip it. I call that put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Yeah, you're waiting for Montgomery for Gibbs to get hurt, Montgomery to get hurt for Gibbs to explode. Gibbs gets hurt, Montgomery explodes. All right, that was my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Imitation. Jahan Dotson. I don't know about that guy. I'll look at that. We got a big group of wide receivers, Worthy, Myers, and then I just had to take a bunch of names I do not love this wide receiver group. And it's a reminder, by the way, as I look at my team and the way it came together here, it's another reminder that I just like when you draft heavy running back and you also take luxury tight end and luxury QB and Mahomes. I took Mahomes too soon in this one. The rest of the draft just don't look that good. And if I could do it again, I think I took Mahomes way too soon. So the flock crew is going to be laughing at me for I think this was kind of a mid draft overall. Your Brandman. All right, you know what? Let's crack open the thing. Your Brandman. Okay, Brandman. McCaffrey, Harrison, Devontae. Yeah, good start. Pacheco. Ayuk, I don't love. Brandman, be careful. Ayuk is a do not draft guy. You absolutely should have taken Keon Coleman ahead of him. Ayuk might not play until late October. Ayuk is a stay away guy. But the rest of it looks really good so far. Tyler Warren like that. Colston Loveland, all the rookie tight ends. You got Jared Goff here. Let's see here. We stacked it all? No stack. So naked Jared Goff. Nah, okay. Stafford, oof. And Aaron Rodgers, ooh. All right, Brandman. Tajay Brooks. Brandman. I mean, Goff is okay. You waited too long on these other QBs. I'm just going to say this. Right here, instead of taking Brandon Ayuk, you should have taken Baker Mayfield, Justin Fields, one of the studs. That's the only change I would really push here. Or take Keon Coleman there, and then here, maybe take one of the better QBs. Jared Goff's okay, and you'll be fine, I think, there. But Stafford, back issues, might not play a whole season out. And Aaron Rodgers never scores more than 15 fantasy points. And I think he's going to average something in the range of 13 this year. Very bad QB situation there. So you'll need Jared Goff to do a lot of work. That's the only that's the critique I have. This is putting a lot of pressure on J-Rod Goff, or Matthew Stafford's back will need to hold up. Probably will. Good stuff. Yeah, Soups went triple running back, first 3 picks. That's cool. That's a great group too. I mean, you weren't even like Omarion Hampton. I love that he's going here too. He's another guy that I was taking ahead of ADP. I think I like Omarion Hampton better than Kyron Williams. Yeah, the Aaron Rod. Yeah, New York is death to quarter. Justin Fields will probably find a way to fail. Razor taking Chase Brown, top of round 2. I love it, man. This is where it is. I think that's probably, it's a little crazy to take him ahead of Derrick Henry, maybe. I probably like Henry more, but still Chase Brown, great there. And then there's that. And then there's that. You know, I live right near the stadium. I used to live in New Jersey, right down the street from the Meadowlands. I don't live quite there. I'm an hour away now. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Draft-a-palooza. I've got some news. So Draft-a-palooza will be back on Wednesday, same time, noon, as usual. So check that out. But make sure you're subscribed here for the DFS Army YouTube channel. That you're paying attention, and ideally you have that notification bell rung. I'm working on a draft. My DraftKings first look video is already out, and it's out there. You can check it out. I go through all the players. I go through all the week 1 games. We start to get our DFS juices flowing a little bit. FanDuel one, I'm recording it today, so probably be live on the DFS Army YouTube channel as soon as tomorrow. Bargains galore. There are crazy bargains. A lot of you guys are asking when we're starting our backtest season streams. It's going to start next week. So we're not starting yet, but starting next week for DFS Army subscribers, we'll be doing twice a week at the very least, backtest streams. You're talking just hang out late night. A lot of times those will start at like 10 p.m., that kind of time frame. I call them night streams, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., whenever I'm around. Start them at 8. You guys let me know. But we're to spend a couple hours back testing, and we'll do a couple of effectively what we do with back testing is we relive the entirety of the 2024 season. We do use the Domination Station Optimizer backtest mode, which allows us to optimize by the projections or optimize by what the actual final scores were, or optimize by projections ideally, and then sort by final score to see what those lineups would have scored. So we're gonna redo the 2024 season. We're going to use the optimizer. We're going to train ourselves at what type of options are required to put up winning lineups. What do we need to do to take down this tournament? Benefit of hindsight, but without like full blast cheating. Of course, we can just look and say, hey, Jonathan Taylor scored 50. Lock button. That's not what we do. We're trying to find ways that are repeatable ways that we can set up the optimizer that will win tournaments or that has a chance to win them. So that's a big part of it. Yeah, no, swag, baby. We're going to have, you can only win it. Although we do have a swag, we do now have a swag store where you can get like a t-shirt and shit like that, but you can't get the full swag bag. I have a bunch of t-shirts. We're actually going to be, as part of DFS Army, we're going to be doing a lot more contests this year. My wife, this is one of them. My wife told me she found a box of older swag tees that I put together a few years ago. That they ran a little small, and it's like, you see how this is a little tight on me? This is a large, makes me look ripped. They ran a little small, but we have a whole bunch of them. So I'm like, fuck it. We'll start running some contests, like t-shirt giveaways. I was even thinking about adding them, t-shirt giveaways to a lot of those sleeper leagues that we're doing. Like if anybody beats me or the winner of those leagues, probably send them a t-shirt. So we'll get some swag stuff going this year as well. And once again, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out for Draft-a-palooza. Remember, if you are not a DFS Army subscriber, you're watching this, all of our specials, all of our deals will happen in August, and then they'll be gone. And we have the biggest version of it happening right now. We want you to come and subscribe as early as possible. You know, like we want to promote it. You're the most loyal people. You're here through the preseason. So 12-month membership, $50 off. Promo code NFL25. You want to do the year of NFL at DFS Army. If you're into the monthly or you do sports other than NFL, which is how DFS Army is experienced the best, monthly VIP, all sports, NASCAR, MMA, everything that's going right now, even WNBA, whatever is happening, we have tennis, F1. We cover every sport here with notes, cheat sheets, projections. Most have optimizer, all of that shit. Promo code NFL2025 for monthly VIP gets you half off monthly VIP at DFS Army. NFL 2025 for monthly VIP cuts the price in half. You're talking $45. Most sites are charging $129 a month for NFL. $45. NFL 2025 optimizer, projections, notes, cheat sheets for every sport. PGA, NASCAR, MMA, baseball. Our guys are winning baseball tournaments. Like if you're doing an MLB this year, you're seeing Army helmets up top everywhere. Are it leveled up this season. Uppers Lad, the whole baseball crew, Razzle, crushing it this year. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.